please hit that subscribe button. Hey everybody, better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live. Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of NHL Remember Him, and today we're going to be talking about a fantastic two-way NHL defenseman and multiple-time Stanley Cup winner, Brian Rafalski. Before we get into the video, I just ask that you please hit that subscribe button if you are new, and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't yet. Both of those things help out a lot and are very, very much appreciated. But let's get into it here, looking at the career of Brian Rafalski, who was actually undrafted coming out of college. He played at the University of Wisconsin and went undrafted into the NHL and did not actually start playing in the NHL until he was 25 years old when he signed with the New Jersey Devils in 1999. Before that, after college, he went over and played in Europe for a few years and actually was named at one point the best player in the world not playing in the NHL. Obviously, that did not last long. He did end up eventually in the NHL with the New Jersey Devils in 1999, and he went on to play 11 seasons in the league, all with either New Jersey or Detroit. He only played for two teams, and he played over 800 career games, 833 to be exact, 79 goals, 436 career assists for 515 points, and an incredible plus 178 plus-minus rating. Phenomenal career. And on top of that, in the playoffs, he played 165 playoff games, scoring 29 goals, 71 assists for 100 career playoff points and a plus 42 career plus-minus rating in the postseason. He won 2 Stanley Cups with the New Jersey Devils in 2000 and 2003, and he won the Stanley Cup again in 2008 with the Detroit Red Wings. As I said, he came into the league with the Devils in 1999 and played with them through 2007. And then starting in 2007 through 2011, he played with the Detroit Red Wings. Those were his only 2 stops in the NHL. And after that, he retired and was out of the league. So Brian Rafalski, incredibly good two-way defenseman. He never finished a season with less than 30 points. He also never finished a season with a minus plus-minus rating. So he was good in the offensive zone. He was good in the defensive zone. He was a great two-way player, a very important player for the New Jersey Devils in their heyday in the early 2000s, and a very important player for the Detroit Red Wings later in his career in the latter part of the 2000s when they were still, at the height. You had, the Lidstrom, Datsuk, Zetterberg crew there. And, they went to back-to-back Stanley Cups in 08 and 09, winning in 08. And Rafalski was a huge part of those teams as well. So this was a guy who had multiple 50-plus point seasons as a defenseman. Like I said, never finished with less than 30 points and was an incredibly good player at both ends of the ice. Incredibly well-respected player. A guy that kind of everyone liked, and obviously the fact that he only ever played for 2 teams and had, decently long stints with both of those teams shows how much he meant to the locker room and how well liked he was. And Rafalski was just a great U.S.-born player who came out of college at a time where not a lot of college players were going to the NHL. And it was difficult to get to the NHL straight out of college, and he didn't. He had to go play in Europe first. He had to go and play in overseas before he got noticed enough to come into the NHL and be a top 4 defenseman in the NHL and eventually become a very, very good top 4 defenseman in the NHL. But back then you didn't have cases like Johnny Gaudreau and Jack Eichel and Brady Tkachuk and guys like that who played college hockey and then come in and are, stars at the NHL level. It didn't happen all that often back then. And things with regards to college hockey have certainly changed a lot in the past 20 years as far as, college players being, high-level NHLers. But back in the late 90s when Rafalski was doing it, it was a tougher road to get there for sure. But he overcame those obstacles. He also wasn't all that large. He was under 200 pounds and only 5'10". And you got to remember, this is pre-lockout. Back in those days, defensemen were usually big. It was tougher to be a small defenseman back then, much tougher than it is now. And that was another obstacle that he had to overcome. But Rafalski was able to do it and do it very, very well. And once he finally did get to the NHL, he made an immediate impact and made a career-long impact in the NHL as being a fantastic top 4 defenseman for all 11 seasons of his career. And, he got there a little later, not playing in the league until he was 25. But once he got there, he was a great, great player. So Brian Rafalski, I certainly remember him for much of his career, even back in the New Jersey days, and certainly him with Detroit. Some of you might be a little young to really remember him well, but he was a heck of a two-way defenseman and overcame a lot of obstacles to have a tremendous NHL career that I wish could have been a little bit longer, but he certainly made the most of the 11 seasons that he did have in the league. And a 3-time Stanley Cup champion, 2 with New Jersey and once with Detroit. Just a tremendous, tremendous U.S.-born player. And a guy for a lot of smaller defensemen to look up to and try and model their game after. So that does it for NHL Remember Him, episode 35 of Brian Rafalski. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.